Hey. How's everyone doing today? The markets are dumping just like somebody was saying. I don't know. Let's take a look at who that person might have been this last little while. Bitcoin looks like it could be very bearish.
We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at why I still think that we're going to dump. So I think we're going to have another dump. That was just a small one, 7% dump.
Now, where is the market going? Are we going to dump or have a nice relief rally again? When will this likely happen? What to expect coming into October? All of this I'm going to go over today in a nice quick short video, but you want to stay to the end because I'm going to reveal what I think the market will do before the weekend. Don't miss any of it. Click that like and subscribe, share this video, smash on that bell so you don't miss the next one. Fat kiddo. All right, let's jump right into the markets today. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. I am elated by the market because it is going in the direction that I expected it to do so. Now, what we're seeing here is these dip, come back up a little bit, dip again. We went all the way down to 10,120, and we're seeing these little moves to try and kind of relief rally, but we're not really seeing a very strong one now, are we? I'm expecting for us to come at very least down to the bottom at this 10,000 level again to retest, but I'm telling you that this is too simple to see that this is a cup and handle that's going to play out and go the depth of the cup. So we're looking probably even lower at the 8,800 level would probably be right around that level. It could go even deeper if we're looking at it from a traditional cup and handle perspective. I just think that it's going to go around that $9,000 level, and then we'll see it come back up. I'm going to smash this in like I did all the times when I've been saying we're going to dump. I'm going to keep smashing this in that we're not done the dump yet. This is going to go deeper. We have probably until the middle of October for us to see some real strength come back. If it comes back earlier, great. We'll buy on the way back up. We don't need to bottom catch, and I'll show you how to bottom catch. And this is basically what the levels are for. So when you're looking at, okay, coach, what level should I be looking at? You talk about this all the time. Well, look at all these levels that I have on here. There's a ton of levels that we could be looking at, and it's more in a short time frame. So what are levels that we could see us come to? Well, we have levels at 95. We have levels at 93.50. We have levels at 9,000. We have levels at 8,800 and then 85.30. These are all potential levels that we could come down to. I just think that this will probably be a key level right here. This $9,000 level has a lot of support so far, and in the past it also had support or it was resistance many times. I think that level is where we're likely to come down to before we reverse and come higher. So I'm looking at these levels as areas where I might add to my stack. That's all it is. All these levels do is tell me, okay, we've revisited these levels in the past. We'll probably revisit them again. That's why we draw levels. That's why we don't look just for, okay, well, it hit here only and it seems to be a level. No, we go back further and we see it's hit that level many times, and it acted as resistance many times and support a couple times. And we go further and further back and try to find all those answers. Now, obviously, it's looking a little messy because my TK cross is on the chart. So that's why you see the red and the green. A green means a TK cross, our Tenkan crossed above the Kijin. Red means our Tenkan cross below, the green line crossed below the red line. So we're seeing that. Now we have the C-clamp-ish type formation, but it's not really there yet. It needs to kind of solidify a little bit more. But we can see that this is very likely where the chart is going to go. And so that's why I keep those groups on and I turn them on and off sometimes, because I like to look at certain levels that have come across in the past. Look at group 2, I open that up, and that 98.20 is literally exactly where our 200-day EMA is. This could be a very strong key level that it comes to. So that's why I keep those on the chart all the time. I turn them on and off, you know what I mean? And they give me good perspective onto where the market's going. Ethereum, thank you very much. You did exactly what I thought you would do, and I don't think it's done yet either. So we're talking way up here. Ethereum's gonna dump. I told people to take profit up here. Then I saw where we're going on this recent move, and I said we'll likely come down to here. Where did we come down to? Well, we went up a little bit, and now we're right back to that level. Where do I see us going? Well, we had a TK cross to the bear side. We have a bearish Chiku span. This is tightening up and might turn into a Kumo twist to the bearish side. So what I'm looking for is us to come down. Like I've been saying, I kind of feel like a little bit of a broken record in some ways, but we came right down to 311, exactly where I was talking about. Now we're looking like we're trying to hammer off 317, but I do expect us to come to this 200-day EMA, potentially to this level at 275, and if it gets really ugly, down to 250. Keep those levels on your charts. They matter. Then we have our lower high, lower high, lower high. And I said, we're likely now to go see the bottom of this Kumo. Well, look at that. Today we got the bearish TK cross. We have a bearish Chiku span. We have all of the signs telling us that this is going to come down to 1765. So if you're a gold trader, what should you be doing?
Come on, flush, you bastard.
Exactly. Dump that. Dump it in the toilet, click the flush, enjoy it, because you can be on the right side of that. You can either sit out of the market or you can short this market. Those are your two options, but I would not be longing this right here. If we bounce strongly off this 100-day EMA, maybe, but I think we'll just lose that, just like we did on Ethereum. Oh, these are things we have to look at, and look at this rect chart here of the SPX. Now, remember what I've been saying since all the way up here. Actually, I said this the other day. I said that we're gonna come here and likely we retest this level. Look what happened. We came up, we retest the level, and we dumped again. And I'm still telling you that 618's calling for it. Now, if we break into the cloud, our Chiku span's bearish. We have potentially a TK cross to the negative side right here on this day, right there. See how this green dot went down and it's crossing over? So we'll have a bearish TK cross here. Our 21-day EMA is angled down. There's all bearishness I see in the SPX 500. In October, as we know from the past, is a very bearish month, a very scary month for the traditional markets. They look like this. It's in turmoil. It's crazy, right? Look at the DJI, same thing. Bearishness across the board. Now, it's not as bearish as the SPX, but don't be surprised if it does that, right? Now, looking over here, we have Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is pushing this level. It crossed this level, and if it breaks above and we go higher, oh boy, Bitcoin's gonna dominate. And guess what happens to all of your beautiful altcoins? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it will look pretty bad. Looking at our BLX, very bearish as well, and our BTCD also looking quite bearish. Now we have this bearish TK cross here, this Chiku span, this bearish. Yeah, we have a fat cloud, but that doesn't matter. We could still definitely come fill this gap, and we're holding this 100-day EMA. When we break it, expect us to go down and fill this gap quickly. Like I said, Bitcoin will be an elevator. It's not going to do it floor by floor quick. Like it's going to be an elevator with the broken strings or the broken cable, sorry, and it's going to crash super hard. That's always what it does. So you have to be prepared and expecting it. Looking at oil, oil became bearish too now. Oil's under the 200-day EMA, under the 21-day EMA, under the Tenkin and the Kijin, and we have a bearish TK cross, which just happened with a bearish Chiku span. What does this normally mean? Well, it's kind of skewed because of our dump in the past, that huge dump that we had. So the cloud's a little bit skewed, but what it really means is that we could go all the way back down to this level, all the way at $21. So if you're a gold trader or an oil trader, this might be a great opportunity to short. And look how many sell signals I've had since this happened. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sell signals to get out of this market. So be careful with oil. It's not looking very good at all. And why? Well, the DXY. That's why. We look at the DXY. Remember a couple weeks ago, maybe we could caption this, but a couple weeks ago I said we're going to have this C-clamp formation and we'll likely see something that does something along the lines of this and closing it out. Well, we pretty much did that, didn't we?
We also see, it's not a C-clamp yet, but if this flattened out and this one's flattened out, we would have a C-clamp to pull it higher.
And the thing about TA is it doesn't have a time component to it, right? So that's something we have to understand. TA does not have a time component. It just, that's what's going to happen. And when it happens, it will happen. Sometimes it'll be earlier, sometimes it will be later. But if you're patient, You always will win if you're doing proper analysis. So we've had this edge to this, go from one side of the clamp to the other. Now we have to see, are we going to break above this and do an edge to edge and go much higher? If we go much higher up to this level, all markets will be absolutely wrecked, because that just means people bought cash. They went back to US dollars instead of being in any of these markets, which honestly is probably a good idea. That's why a lot of people are tethered right now. The only kind of outlier is Uni here. Apparently version 3 is coming out with limit orders and stuff, so they're trying to upgrade their own platform. So projects like Trade, I'm wondering if they're gonna have a need anymore at that point. So that's something that we'll have to see how version 3 shapes up. But we did see a much stronger move by chance we had here. It did engulf this last doji here, and we're seeing a little bit of an uptrend, but look at the volume on the uptrend. It's not too strong. So I would watch Uni. This could be definitely faking people out for a move, but remember, it was free money anyways, so like really you shouldn't be losing anything there. And so we talked about how do we know to scope these bottoms, right? Obviously TRB had a little pump from its news of version 2 last night, but we're seeing a lot of wrecked charts. Like this one had a nice move. I got out. I told you guys I got out with profit, and now it's gone all the way back to the bottom of the cloud. Not looking very good. Neo is the only outlier here, which had this like almost Kijin tap, and it's moving because of Flamingo. So Flamingo might be pushing this higher. That doesn't mean that Neo is going to not have, part, and will not be part of this dip. But for DOT, right, where do we look to get in? Well, I'm still looking for it to come down to this level, right down here. So I'm looking for that 618 to retrace all the way down, and then we'll see how we go with it. Now, the truth is, people who plan their trades in generally are a lot happier people.
So we gon' dance until we drop. A little party never kill nobody.
Yeah, more like those people. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So this is what I'm trying to get you guys to think about. Yes, the market's bloody. Yes, it's kind of scary, right? Plan your next moves, man. Plan your next moves. So if I see TRB come back down to this $18-19 level, this 1874, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy some. If it goes a little bit lower, I'm going to buy more. Why? Well, the sheer factor of it dropping 80% means that it has a lot of room to grow back and move back up. So I don't care that I stopped out on the way back down from this great trade. So now I'm just waiting to get back in. So I started getting back in at 21 a little bit, and I added a little bit more yesterday. I'm out 20% of a normal 100% position. And if we come down much lower, I'll put in like 50%. And then if it goes lower than that, I'll put in my last bit. And then I'll let it sit and wait, because it will come back, especially TRB. They got lots going for them. Let's look at some pairs and where they're going. So Link has had a huge drop, lost the 200-day EMA, and it's kind of reclaimed it today. We'll see how that goes. It's down 56% from the top, and I'm looking for it to come down to certain levels like this one, potentially. I know it's really low for a lot of people, and some people would say that this was likely the bottom at $7, because you can see that it's pretty clear level of support. But if it loses this level of support, we're going to go down back to $4 or $5, which is an amazing buy opportunity if it gets there, by the way.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
All right, so now the question is, Coach, how do I know which positions I should get into? How do I do this? How do you know like when to get back in the market? It's been a very, very common question in my group, so I'm going to go over that today. So RSR, for example. People say, oh, RSR, it's jumped so much, blah, blah. But look at the key levels we have here. We have one right here at basically just under 1 cent, and we have another one at just over 0.008 cents. Okay, so I see those as levels where I'm going to add to my position of RSR, because I believe in this project long term, and it may have bounced this 200-day EMA and this level. So we'll see how that reacts. But if Bitcoin dumps as I expect it to, we should see a lot of the altcoins continue their dumpage. One that you could look at to buy if we get back to this level of support down at 365 sats. So look for it to come back to that 365 to about 380, 370, something in that level would be great areas to buy sand. For me, I would buy them at that level. I will set actually right now an alarm alert at 371. And I'll create that alert. And if it comes down there, I'll buy it right there. I'll have an alert on my computer and I will buy it. So these are the things that you can do to prepare to plan your trade so you don't plan to fail. Okay. So plan your trade, plan not to fail. Don't fail to plan and plan to fail. Okay. That's basically all you need to know. It's the most important things. Look for levels, look for confluence, look for all of that. So if you don't understand anything that I'm saying and you're like, oh, coach, man, you got to do like a course. I already have 2 courses ready. They're very spoon-fed, meaning that as a teacher, I thought about the best ways to develop the curriculums because I am a former educator, and I developed them in a way that's kind of easy to take in all this information because it's going to seem like a lot at the start. So you're going to go everything from glossary terms all the way into what I use, why I use it. And I have 2 courses, one to give you the basics of levels and candlesticks and how to read them, then go into my Ichimoku strategies. And I have one more for alpha traders that are professional traders that are looking for an edge in terms of how I actually plan my trades and go through the system of step by step and go through my confluence system and all of that. That'll come later. But the point is there is stuff and resources that have been made for you guys if you want to learn how to trade yourself. And that's my goal, is teach them to fish, not to actually catch you your fish every day. All right, so now that you guys got what you need, all you got to do is follow along. I'm going to post things in Coach's Corner so that you guys are prepared for potential opportunities. As you've seen from some of the members in my chat on the videos and the comments, people are actually benefiting from this. So I hope that you guys are too. If you are, smash up a comment, throw up a like, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow breaking down more of the market, but don't forget to watch the Orbit AMA with Graham Duggart. That will happen today, but you'll see that tomorrow. So have yourselves a great day, everyone, and I will catch you on the flip.
Back, you know, back, you know.